What's up YouTube? Gabriel Beck here, and today I'm going to be talking to y'all about morning mindsets, okay? How you start your day. The first 20 to 30 minutes to 1 hour of how you start your everyday is going to determine the tone for the rest of the day. So if you wake up and the first thing you do is you go on your phone and you chill and you're scrolling through Instagram and you're scrolling through Facebook or whatever you're doing, then for the rest of the day you will now be more inclined to go on your phone and chill and do whatever you were doing in the morning. If you wake up on the other side of the bed that morning and decide to go for an hour-long workout, whether it's a run or whatever you're doing, then for the rest of the day, most likely, you're going to be more prone to be active, even more prone to eat differently because you started your day off differently. So you're gonna have momentum rolling in that direction when it comes to your thoughts. I'm not even talking about momentum when it comes to getting gains, although you will get gains if you start every morning with a workout. I'm talking about the momentum of where your mind is, because the two most sensitive times for our brains are right before we go to sleep and right when we wake up. And why that is because we basically have two components to our minds. There's one that's called the conscious mind, where I'm actually in right now because I'm making the conscious decision to videotape myself right now. I made the conscious decision to walk down here to this beautiful view. I made the conscious decision to even turn right now and show you guys this. And then there is the second part of the brain called the subconscious. The subconscious part of the brain is what we are originally born with when we come out of mama. So when you're 0 years old to about, I'd say about 3.5, 4, 5, you're purely working off of your subconscious brain. And basically your subconscious is, well, you guessed it, the part of your brain that is instinctually working for you. You don't have to consciously make an effort to breathe. You don't have to consciously make an effort to walk after you've learned how to walk. It's just programmed in your brain. You know, you tell yourself to go and you go. So that's kind of what happens with however we start our mornings, is we trigger our subconscious patterns, our subconscious habitual patterns that we do every single day, and we basically switch them on or off. There's multiple different subconscious switches that you could tune into. I have different switches than you do, and we all have different switches from each other, as our subconscious switches are basically inserted into our mental walls by repetition. You know, if you wake up and work out every day, then you're gonna have a subconscious switch for that workout routine. If you've never gone to the gym in your life, you probably don't have that switch yet. So someone who's overweight might need to force themselves at first to go to the gym, but then after a while the subconscious switch turns on and now they're able to do it without even thinking about it. You know, there's people like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart. They get up every morning at 4 or 5 a.m. and the first thing they do is they go work out for 2 hours. They don't really have to make a conscious decision anymore. I mean, yes, they are, because they're awake and thinking, but they're not necessarily having to think about it too hard. It's just normal for them, you know? When you raise your standards of normal and what's expected of you, of yourself, basically how you view yourself, will determine your subconscious switches that you have in your mind, because these are the things that you habitually do most often and you habitually do it without thinking about it too much. You know, like a good way to identify these is to, when you're hungry, what's the first thing that you go to make? What's that number one thing that you eat most often? What's the number one liquid that you drink most often? If you're gonna go eat fast food, what's the fast food place you always go to? You know, it's the patterns that we fall into. And us being humans and not being animals, we can easily change our subconscious switches from one to another. And the best way to do this is in the morning time. Yes, at nighttime as well, but at nighttime you can't really control too much because yes, your subconscious brain is very open at nighttime because you're about to go to sleep into your dreams, into your subconscious, but you're about to go to sleep. So you're not going to be able to do anything about it. You know, that's why our dreams are so awesome, I believe, because we're going into our subconscious, the fun part, the limitless part of the brain. But it's also open in the morning time because it hasn't completely shut off yet from the night before where we were sleeping. It's still somewhat open, the lid's open. So you can fit things in there. Like if you find a video that it really sticks with you, the things that are being said there, you can put that video or that audio or whatever it is into your ears every single day to subconsciously trigger whatever mindset you want for the day. My mom loves to listen to Les Brown every single morning because he gets her pumped up, and then she's pumped up for the rest of the day. And, you know, sometimes I like to listen to Bob Proctor every single morning. I've done that before. Or I'll listen to an audiobook every single morning. You know, at certain points in my life where you need to put on the focus mode and really tune yourself in, especially if your environment is not the best that it could be right now. If you're in an uncomfortable environment where you're just kind of going through life and you're just trying to make it through to the next chapter, so to speak, it's definitely important that you start your morning off with an intentional thought. You don't want to start your morning off just doing something random, doing something that feels good. You know, an Epicurean move, which is like getting on your phone and going on YouTube for the first hour of your day, because now you're training yourself to be lazy, to not care about what it is you're doing in that moment. You're just like, whatever, it's the morning time, I gotta wake up. No, you don't. You just gotta get up and you gotta get yourself in motion. Once you get the snowball rolling, it's gonna get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's gonna be so big that it's moving by itself. Okay, so that's basically where I'm getting at. Subconscious triggers, you gotta identify the ones that you have that are good, keep those. The ones that are not good, focus on getting rid of those and wiping them off your walls. And then you wanna start to look at what you wanna add on your walls and start adding those subconscious triggers along with the other good triggers. And then really focus on strengthening those triggers to where you know exactly what it is that is in your best interest instead of what interests you, like Caleb Maddox likes to say. He just made an Instagram story about that the other night, actually. He was saying, when you understand what is in the best interest of you instead of what interests you, then you'll be successful. Because we are faced with two choices, well, multiple choices, every single day. And we could choose within any one of these infinite realms of possibilities. When you can pick the one that's good for you in the long run, that may not feel as good in the moment, even though you have the option to do that other thing that feels better in the moment, when you can consciously choose that thing that is in the best interest of you, then eventually you won't have to consciously choose it anymore. It will be a subconscious action, a subconscious switch in your brain. Because right now, most of us watching this video, most of us in the world have subconscious switches that are for what interests us. We have a few things maybe that we picked up from friends or hard lessons learned, some pain really, where we have subconscious switches for things that are in the best interest of us. Maybe you got 200 pounds overweight and now you eat healthy. damn, you had to learn a lesson. You had to lose some time of having a good body, you know, to learn that lesson. You had to feel that pain of whatever you went through, health-wise, to learn that lesson, to now eat healthy. What is in the best interest of you, instead of what interests you? Do that enough times. Remember, repetition is reputation. When you do that enough times, it'll be a subconscious track record where you don't even have to think about it. Just like you don't have to think about waking up and going on your phone right now, you won't have to think about waking up and going to the gym. It'll be just a subconscious boom. You'll get up and you'll want to go. You'll want to go. And you'll think you're doing it consciously, but really, now it's a subconscious thing, because your body and your mind will know and will respect the rewards that comes out of choosing what is in your best interest and now what interests you. Because even though in the short term those things may feel better, in the long term, our bodies and our minds, they do know what is the right decision, and they will support you if you just give them a little push and get the momentum rolling. Like I said, it's just like a snowball. When you get that thing rolling, eventually it's gonna get big enough to where it's rolling itself. Like when you raise a kid, you can't just let the kid do it, like fend for itself, throw it out in the woods, good luck. No, the baby would die like that. You have to raise the kid. And then eventually, the kid is able to take care of itself and take care of you in the future. It's the same thing. When you take care of your habits, when you take care of your mindset, eventually it'll be taking care of you. Well, with that being said, I gotta get back to the rest of my day. I got lots of things to do. I actually just moved to a different part of Florida. Got a brand new house, got a brand new car. I know that I'm excited to start my new subconscious switches, and I hope that you are too. I hope each and every one of you watching this made it until the end. I hope you got some value. If you did, don't forget to like the video. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you do that. And make sure you comment below if you want to say anything, because I always comment back to every single person who takes the time to comment to my video. To each and every one of you, thank you and stay blessed. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.